All right. We are live. Man, this is going to be a fun episode. We're going to be comparing three builders in the Central Florida area, all of them 5 bedrooms and some of the most affordable homes. There may be a few builders that are a little more affordable than these, but consistently for 5 bedrooms well under 400,000. I want to show you these homes. I want to talk to you about the things that you may not see on the front end and show you the home. And so that way you can make a decision, hopefully in the chat. So it looks like we already have a few people in here. If you haven't hit the like button already, please do that. That helps out a ton. Also, let me know if you can hear my audio correctly. But yeah, I'd say let's jump right into it. No, before we get started, so we're going to look at a DR Horton home. We're going to look at a Lennar home and a Casa Fresca home. And I'm going to give you my insider perspective on what we've been through. We've done business with all of these builders, so our perspective is going to be slightly different than the things that you are going to see from the outside, right? But I don't want to nerd you out with all of the things that we worry about as agents when we're trying to help you all. And so I'll sprinkle those in there, and I really, 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 really want to know what you all think about these homes here. So yay. Okay, cool. So you hear me clearly. I always love that. There's nothing worse than watching this stuff back and, you sound like you're far away talking into a tin can. Okay, so let's get right into it. We're going to start off with a Lennar home. This is their Columbia model. It's a 5-bedroom, 2-bath, as promised, 5 bedrooms. It's the smallest of the three. This is going to be a 2370 square foot home. All right, so I'm going to let this play, and I'm going to talk to you about the things that I know about Lennar. And at the very end of all of this, you let me know in the comments what you all think about it. There's no real strategy here other than you're going to hear my breakdown, and hopefully I can get some of your breakdown as well. You're probably like, go ahead and hit the play button here. Okay, once again, smallest of the three, still a 5-bedroom, 2-bathroom home. I think that Lennar does a decent job with the exterior of their homes. But what I have down for them as things that you would appreciate would definitely be the fact that they're a very large builder. Now, that doesn't mean everything, right? Because Walmart sells, they're a really large producer, but that doesn't mean the quality is always the best. But for the most part, that they're going to be reliable. They're going to build regardless of the circumstances of the market. And so they're not the biggest of the three as far as, how much they build, but they're a very large builder. I would say that they have the largest price cuts. We're already having some issues here. Let's see if that helps out a little bit. I'm going to turn off my Wi-Fi. Yay, if you're in here, let me know you're in here. Give me a thumbs up if you could. I may swap over to another home, and we'll probably come back to this Lennar home here if we don't get a nice refresh. Okay, so let's hop over to the DR Horton home. What we're going to be taking a look at right now is the Roby model. They may call it the Robbie model. Miss Jordan shot it. She gave me a hand pink waving. I'm assuming that's some sort of emoji. This is a great question right here. Why does the door open outward? Let me see if this thing has done its loading, which it hasn't. While I refresh that. Where were we at? We were at the Columbia model. Let's jump into any old Columbia here. Cool. Also, want to mention, everybody who's already subscribed already knows this. All unscripted, and for that reason, you're going to get some real here. But let me just start back with Lennar. Large builder. What I like about that is you're going to always get homes from them. The market goes this way, you get homes. The market goes this way, you get homes. They have the largest price cuts of all of the builders, right? So at any given time, if it's the middle of the year and they need to meet quota, they're going to drop their houses 50%, 30%, well, not 50%, $50,000, $30,000, big price cuts. And then I would say another thing that I do appreciate about Lennar is a lot of times they're going to give you some variety in the flooring, because remember, we are talking about entry level builders. There's no sugarcoating this at all. These are builders that are designed to help people that need to get into homes at affordable price points, but they're still trying to make the home look nice for you. Okay, so entry level builders is what we call them, meaning there's just not a ton of different finishes that you can choose from. But like I said, one thing that I do appreciate about Lennar is every now and then you'll get some different flooring in there, right? You'll get some wood looking tile, or they'll take this 18 by 18 inch tile and they'll do a 70-30 stagger, right? You see how they're stacked up like blocks, boom, boom, boom. They'll stagger them, and it just gives you a little bit of a different feeling. Same thing with their sink. If you can see that nice big modern sink there. Now, what makes Lennar so good, I was telling you about like the big price cuts out of nowhere, is the same thing that makes them hard to deal with, because they're very unpredictable, right? They're very corporate driven. I feel like they're quota driven. So although it's awesome at the end of a quarter, if they're not hitting quota, that we get these homes off, with a lot of money off. But on the same token, there's not great customer service there. They're just, and I would say of the three builders, Lennar is tougher to find a quality rep to deal with, because I know that we have people in here right now that we are helping, but you still have to have a quality rep to work with. It's so tough to deal with somebody if, they are working for the company and they're always on vacation or in a different community or non-responsive, or I don't know because my manager didn't tell me yet, right? You get a lot of that with Lennar. And so, we have our preferred reps, but I would say the one downside to them, one of few, would definitely be that they're very corporate driven. And so the homes do look very decent for entry level, but there's a disconnect between you and the reps that are there. So great time to drop us in and say that, hey, like with the amount of homes that we've sold with all of these builders, we've hand selected reps that we know are going to get the job done, that work on Monday, Sundays, all the days that most people would take off. So yeah, either way, very affordable. I think that another thing about them being a larger builder is that if you like a floor plan, you can get it almost anywhere, right? And same thing's going to apply to DR Horton here. If you like their floor plan, there's a good chance you can go to any city and you can find it. So how's everybody doing? So she had a great question here. Why does the front door open outward? Man, I wish I was savvy enough to answer that question. My thing would be that there's a very narrow foyer or whatever you would like to call it, the entryway. And so if you open into the foyer, I would imagine you see like this little hutch right here. Like some people would put like a little hutch by the front door, and we'll go back and show you that. Maybe you can't see that on your screen. There you go. Okay. And so I would assume that takes up so much space if it were to open from the inside. So we have 9 people in here. We have 3 likes. Man, I'm just going to stop this video right here. I'm kidding. I know we're not, but let's get to like 4, 5, 6, 7 likes, somewhere around there. Let me just go ahead and answer your question while we're here. So this is a very small foyer, right? It's not huge. And so if the door were to open from the inside, the amount of space that it would take up, it would be this like crowding sensation. Now that's just me observing this right here. So that was an awesome question. This isn't something that I knew ahead of time. So great question on that one. What up, Renard? Renard's out there running miles right now. He said he agrees. I'm pretty sure he agrees. He's also an agent too as well. Renard is he was one of my workout partners. He used to run me around the gym and sign me up for competitions, and I didn't even know. He'd be like, "Hey, Saturday, bring your workout clothes. You're going to be in a competition." So either way, glad I'm out of that stuff. What's up, man? I appreciate you for stopping in. No front entry closet. I don't like that. Yeah, I mean, that's important, especially in Florida. I mean, I call that like the vacuum closet, but you really don't need too many coats in Florida. I would say like your umbrella, your shoes, that sort of thing. Like right when you come inside a place that you could just throw things away. In my house, I always come home with like a book bag and I kick my shoes off. And so, having somewhere you could just tuck it away is, I think, very, very huge. Now, I do want you all to pay attention to the loft space. We're going to look at all of the loft spaces Another thing to note, these accent walls will not come with, definitely not come with. On the plus side for Lennar, they do a 10-to-1 warranty, meaning 10 years on the structural aspects of the home. So anything that is bearing the load, the roof, the walls, if that, or even like your driveway, it's a very standard warranty in the industry. 2 years are going to be on all of your systems, your plumbing, your electrical work, all of that stuff, and then a 1-year workmanship warranty. So Lennar and DR does offer that, which is really cool. It gives you, a sense of, I don't know, you just feel protected going into the home where you know that, hey, for at least a few years, I'm not going to have to do anything in the event something may happen here. So awesome. Big old closet here for this not to be the primary. We're almost through this one here. We have a few minutes left. I want you all to take this conversation to the other builders as well. So also, if you have any questions, make sure you ask them. I know that we have some clients in here right now that may not be looking at any of these homes. You may be in a different bracket, a different location, but still would love to hear what you all have to say. And you can always learn something. I think that it doesn't have to be the big extravagant home. So awesome. 6 likes. Woo, I feel great. But I was talking to you about Lennar having those big price cuts and those big incentives. And then on the flip side, like I remember, and I'm just being very blunt with you guys, like during the pandemic, Lennar was one of those builders that was not consistent with you all, was not consistent with us. I'm going to be straightforward with you guys. Like they knew when they had demand coming their way, right? Like supply and demand. You all know during the pandemic, there was like 5 homes and 100 people waiting in line for a home. And so Lennar really leveraged that. And I get it. Like I told you, they see things from a number perspective. So they were paying the agents, I don't even know if I could disclose any of that stuff, but yeah, let's just say that they were just doing what they had to do from a number perspective. Whereas DR Horton kept it the same. So whether things are good, whether things are bad, they stayed nice and even keel. Lennar, they go with the market, right? She said the lottery system was terrible. I agree. It was a very, very different time. And it, for the pandemic to be, I don't know, I guess now, 3 years ago? Like it seems like it was just yesterday. She says, not too much on the other buyers, Christian. Well, listen, I'm here to help people regardless of what home it could be. I'm not hard on you all here. So, but either way, would love to hear your thoughts on this particular builder here. Also, if anybody here has done any business with Lennar, let us know. One thing to note is Lennar they have different packages that they do offer. So this home is well under $400,000, but I can take you to a Riverview community and we can show you a home for $700,000 with beautiful exteriors and large lofts and such. So like they have the ability to kind of tier up their system. So there we have it. That was the Lennar by Columbia. Now, we're going to jump over to Casa Fresca. Let's shake things up real quick because I feel like with Lennar and DR, I compare the two all the time. I think that they're America's number 1, number 2 builder when it comes to selling units, and so they kind of operate the same. There's a little difference between the two, but let's jump over to Casa Fresca now. With Casa Fresca, they are a local builder. They're from Tampa. They're out of Tampa. What do I like about local? I'm going to talk as it goes along. We'll show you here. This is the Indigo. This is a 5-bedroom, 3-bath, 2471 square foot, 2-car garage. Okay, so we're going to start walking through this, and I'll talk to you a little bit about Casa Fresca. So the things that I like about Casa Fresca is they're local. Like what's good to like about local is that the chain of command is a lot shorter. It's a lot shorter. So we do a lot of negotiating for our clients. We do a lot of pushing for our clients because that's our job. And so with some of the other builders, it's a little tough to push something beyond the rep and say, hey, look, I know that we've kind of exerted what you could do. Take it to the next level for me, please. Right? I'm a little aggressive when it comes to that. And with Casa, it's a little easier because they go to 1-2 people and you're probably talking to the owner next, right? And so another thing that I like about it is that the people that are CEOs of the company are probably driving through their communities often. And so the pride is a little different than maybe a Lennar, where Lennar, the chances of they've been around forever, I would think over 50 years. And so they're building everywhere. They're building a lot of units. Just a little more of a disconnect there. They have beautiful exterior colors in their homes on the outside. Now, that could be a good thing and a bad thing because the colors are very beachy, and so you have to be okay with like those rustic yellows and blues and purples, and some of them are pretty vibrant as well. So, but I think that it's very. I remember driving through a Casa community my first time like 3 years ago, and believe it or not, if any of you all know Corey on the team, that's when I first met Corey. I met Corey that day. The first time I seen Casa Fresca, I met Corey that day. But either way, I still remember thinking like, who the heck is this builder? Because it was just not the same. And so I thought that was really, really cool. And as you can see, like their standard quality, remember, they're also pushing entry level. They're trying to get people into homes at affordable price points. And so they can't give you everything and not make money. But their standard, as you can see, the LVP flooring, the luxury vinyl plank, the quartz countertops, and they've always been known to give you all of the appliances, which is huge. Lennar has been a little up and down, and we'll talk more about DR as well. But so those are the things that I do like. The downside with Casa Fresca, and I'll be completely honest with you guys, and I think this is an important thing for you all to note, is they only have a 1-year warranty. So there isn't the 210. From the business that we've done and from me pulling the updated pamphlet that they do have, as of now, at the time of recording this video, there's only a 1-year warranty. Now, with the homes that I've helped people sell, I've never really seen them use their 10-year structural. So I don't want to be the one to tell you that you were not going to have to use it, but like something to note, right? Like I think a lot of people don't even think of these things. They don't think of the HOA rules. They don't think of the warranty information until you sign the package at the very end, and you're just like, did they just say there's only a 1-year warranty on the home, right? So for me to tell you these things up front, I definitely want you to know that. So, and they just haven't been around for a long time. They're the newer kid on the block, right? So, I think that some of these other larger builders have a little more things dialed in. But once again, with the smaller chain of command, I think that they adapt very, very, very quickly. They're only in this region right here as of right now. And so, like, for instance, they used to have their 2-story floor plans with no covered lanai in the back, and they adapted like this. They heard it from the people. There's no covered lanai. Within a year, they built a floor plan with a covered lanai in the back. So the adaptability was really, really cool. Casa puts the LVP, the luxury vinyl plank in the living. Well, they put it everywhere actually. So, but she loves that. I like it too. Here's my thoughts on LVP, and hopefully I'm not the odd man out. I prefer the tile. I prefer wood looking tile, and I get beat up for that all of the time. But LVP is great. You can mop it. You can get it wet. It's very, very durable. It looks like wood. And so I think the reason why I have a hard time putting LVP as my number one is because before LVP came into play, there used to be a thing called it was like the old laminate that people used to glue down, and that just made me sick. And so in comes the luxury vinyl, and I'm just like I can't get my head off the laminate. I think that's what it is. But either way, 9 out of 10 of our clients love the LVP. They really, really do. But yeah, so Casa, great job. By the way, I do not work for Casa. A lot of people ask me that. You've probably seen me on their website. I've done promotional work for them before. I've done promotional work with many builders before, but I do not work for Casa Fresca. Okay. I think they have great customer service. We were talking about Lennar's customer service. So out of all three of these builders, Casa Fresca is going to be the one that it just feels like, it feels like a tight-knit family, right? Like I feel like they get together often. They communicate well. I don't think that they're as aggressive as a Lennar. Like I felt like Lennar, they fight over deals, right? They're just like, who are you working with? And they drive over to communities, and then they try to take deals from people. And I'm not bashing them at all, but I feel like, with the Casa Fresca being so close to home, all of these people are from around here, and there's just a little more community aspect to it. So Kathy Blair is stopping in. She said, agreed. I hope you agreed. I don't know what it was that I said, but it could have been true. I'm glad you did agree. So, Kathy, aren't you in? You're over there in Lake Hamilton. Didn't you just move into Lake Hamilton? Was that you? Let us know if you're in here. Hit the like button for us, please, please, please. We're almost done with this Casa Fresca home here, and we will give it a little wrap up at the very end. So I would say the best thing about Casa, local. Worst thing, 1-year warranty. Okay. Kathy Blair, you said you did move in. How are you liking that over there? Your builder that you're in is probably one of my favorite at that price point around here. I think we have like, I don't know, we have like 2 or 3 clients that are closing this week on that particular builder. They really, 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 really love that builder. So I know you're happy. C Ham stepping in here. Casa Fresca is a unique and different feel from the other builders at this price point. 100% worth checking out. I agree. I think that Casa Fresca has always been one of those builders where we've told people that you need to go check it out. The only thing about Casa is you got to choose from the communities that they're in, right? When it comes to, like, we were talking about like a DR Horton, it's like, okay, what city do you like? All right, what part of the city do you like? I'm pretty sure there's 2 DR Horton communities there, right? Whereas Casa, their operation is not as big, and so, I think that they do sell out pretty quickly, but they're limited in locations. It's so hard for me to say that because they are pushing very, very hard. They're expanding. They are expanding. So, I am happy for them. If you did see the Lennar home, I would love to know your thoughts on the loft here. Loft space, very comparable. Very comparable. Let me see if I can go back. This is the Lennar one I'm going back to try to see if I can show you the loft. Here's the loft on the Lennar one, like spooky comparable. Let's see here. Okay, here's the loft coming out of the hallway, and here is Casa Fresca's loft. Wow. Eugene said, great information. I really do appreciate that. The amount of content you're going to be getting, like, I'm not going to miss a day for at least 30 days. So I hope you all enjoy. Corey does bring up a really, 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 really good point that Casa Fresca, they don't have in-house lenders, right? So most people know that these builders are like, I'm going to incentivize you as long as you go with our lender. Well, Casa Fresca does incentivize you if you go with one of their preferred lenders. So they have 2 to 3 preferred lenders that are not working for Casa Fresca. So it feels like you have somebody on your side, because if you're with Lennar, you're tied up in Lennar, and it's just a little, it just feels like you don't have somebody on your side unless you're working with us. I promise you, we got your back. But great point there, Corey. All right, take a look at this. Casa Fresca's loft, and then look at Lennar's loft. I mean, we're going to give it to Casa, definitely 2 windows up top, a lot bigger, but the positioning of it is like damn near the same. Let's see if we can get out a little bit. Yeah, look at that. Let me know what you think right now. Which loft? One, this is Casa's. This is Lennar's. Like, so spooky that they even all have this little extra wall here. All right, we'll stick to our Casa. We'll finish it up. She says 1 for sure. I think it's Casa, which is this one right here. Yeah, they do a really, really good job. So I think that they're now. Okay, so let me ask you this. So both of you are saying Casa. I'm pretty sure we're going to have some people on the back end here. Let's go to the kitchen. I want to show you all something. Eugene says Casa too. Did I just talk up Casa so much that you guys are just going to say yes to everything? There's a difference between the craftsmanship between this home and the previous buyer. Very nice. I appreciate that. Oh, I'm not even showing you guys. There you go. Yeah, it's very true. Like I was saying, Casa, which is this builder that we're showing you right now, is they're local. They're just a little better of a product that they're going to put out. A little more, like I said, I think like the owners and such are amongst, and I know what you meant, builder too. Amongst the homes and driving through the communities, but I wanted to get to the kitchen and show you guys something here real quick. All right, thoughts on this island, okay, versus, oh, we're gonna do pantries too. We're gonna make this good. All right, guys, hey, I don't know, listen, this island right? Look, check the sink. Check the sink. Versus this island. Let me know right now. This is Casa. This is DR Horton. Let me know in the comments down below. Corey says Casa has the best LVP. LVP stands for luxury vinyl plank. I'm assuming, Corey, you're a LVP guy. You know me. I'm the odd man out. But let me know. Casa? Lennar? I want to know. Let me know. Let me get Corey out these comments real quick, man. He's over here taking up all my shine. Get out of here. Kathy Blair says Casa still. Gotcha. Casa with the island. Anybody else? Let me know. Once again, Casa. And even take a look at the positioning of this island, right? I do bring this up to our clients and people that are interested in buying particular homes. You can cook, you can wash hands, and you can watch TV, right? You can cook and wash hands, but you're not really watching TV, if that makes sense. Okay, so we have a difference. Look at this. Eugene saying the second one. Why is that, Eugene? Let me know. Why is that? And then we have Jordan Shottet saying marble looks better. So for those of you who do not know, Jordan Shottet does a lot of my marketing. Actually, he's on the team and he does the marketing for the team. So he doesn't really he's calling this marble. This is granite, big dog. Okay, but once again, he's a video guy. So we appreciate you for stopping in. He's saying the marble, which I'm pretty sure he's talking about the granite, looks great, but you could swap it out later. Now, Eugene, would love to know your thoughts on why you like this island over this island. I can tell you this. I prefer this island over this island, but I prefer the positioning of this island over this island. Okay. Let's see if we can get the pantries. We're just going to like XDR out of this thing. We'll walk through the DR Horton afterwards. Okay. Pantry. Let's see if we can go to Casa's pantry. Okay. Casa has the corner pantry. We may not even open. Oh, yeah. There we go. Okay. Pantries. Yes, Eugene says he did like the second island, which was the Lennar island, because it seems a little longer. I agree. I do agree. And maybe because I eat at the island with my family, so I agree with that. Jordan says he likes the Casa position and the granite. I appreciate you for stopping in, Jordan. I do. All right, check this out. Casa Fresca's pantry. Lennar's pantry. Let me know. Casa Fresca's pantry. Casa Fresca's. And Lennar's pantry. I think this one is an easy one, people, but you never know. I'm afraid that I said too much Casa Fresca to you guys, and so now you just got Casa on like copy and paste, right? I'm just asking questions. You're just clicking Casa. Let me know. One more time. This is Casa's. Now, I do like the snacks that they have in here. And that's another thing. Casa always had the snacks on deck. When you go into their model homes, man, they used to have like Cliff Bars and beef jerky and all sorts of stuff. Listen, what did I tell you? He has it on copy and paste. Okay. He says Casa takes the pantry easily. So this is Casa's pantry, right? And this is Lennar's pantry. All right. We have Lennar's pantry. I agree with you. Jordan says Casa's is kind of tucked away. He said, that's my fault on the snacks. Oh, okay, cool. So Corey's talking about the snacks. I think we agree on the snacks. Casa has let's just make sure. Yeah, I think Casa has the snacks down packed. Kathy says, yes. She says Lennar. Okay, cool. She says more room. I agree. And then Corey is like so hard-headed, right? Like he's just like, I guess Lennar's is larger. What do you mean you guess? Just say it. It's larger. Okay, let's bring DR into this. All right, everybody, I appreciate you guys for being here. Hold tight for me, please. The thing about this Lennar model here is we don't have their traditional series. We only have their Express series. So you're going to see Formica on the countertops. You're going to see a lot of carpet throughout the home. It's my apologies on that, but Let's just run through it for a little bit, and then we'll do the same comparison through all of them at the very end. So you have to stick around. If you're already off of work, what time is it? 6 o'clock. Get your glass of wine. Relax. Stay in here for me, okay? All right. So with DR Horton, what do I like? America's #1 builder. What? Oh, don't do this to us, DR. America's #1 builder. Why? They've sold the most homes. Let's get Corey out of there. Once again, he's over here taking up all my shine here. Get out of there. Get. All right. DR Horton, America's #1 builder. They sold the most homes. Very much so a wedge in between. And these floor plans are so comparable, people. All right. As you can see, squirrel with me, right? Like, just because I'm seeing it like this. Check this out. You got your outward swinging door. Thanks for letting us know in the chat. All right. Boom. Look how comparable like these layouts are. I'm going to show you this in a second once we get this. Don't walk past, please, whoever this is. They're closing the door, I can tell. All right, let's go back a little bit. All right, boom. So here's DRs. Uh-oh. Let's go to Casas. Can you hurry up, whoever you are? Look at this, people. How did I do that? Let's really get a good judgment for this once we get a good look at it. All right, pan down, boom. All right. Foyers. Everybody say this with me. Say it properly. Foyer. Okay? Not foyer. Say foyer. Say it properly. Okay. All right. So foyers. Here's Casa's foyer, the entryway. Here's DR's foyer. Now check this out here. Look at this. DR has a little handrail on top. Okay. Let's see if Casa has the hand. I don't even know if they have the handrail on the inside. But check this out. And then here's Lennar's. They have the handrail, but they also have like the little tiered system where you go up and around. Let me make sure I'm not missing anybody in the chat. Jordan says, what's the price on the Casa? So all of these are going to be under $400,000. The Casa Fresca home is somewhere around $375,000. But once again, we're showing the layouts of these homes. We're not showing you this home that's for sale. That way you can get an idea of these layouts and finishes and such. So to answer your question, you can get that floor plan in other areas as well. All right, let's see here. Oh, yeah, we got another one that's what's the price of the Casa. All right, so foyers. Here we go. We got 7 of us in here. I'm losing you guys, but check me out. Casa's foyer. DR's foyer. Lennar's foyer. I don't like when the stairs are in front of the entrance. I understand that. I don't think it's my preference either. So all of these floor plans are 2,400 square foot, 2,400 square foot, and 2,370. And so do you think that some of these builders are like, they probably take the same type of blueprint and just mix it up, put it on their, however they want to do it? I don't know. I accidentally stumbled across. I didn't do this purposely. Like I'm actually interested in seeing what the loft sizes look like. But let me know. I love you guys to death, but can you please let me know here? One more time. Somebody lead the way. Casa's foyer, okay? DR's foyer, or Lennar's foyer? Get to typing. One more time. Yes, Kathy. I'm not saying yes to the Lennar. Like this is your preference, but I like that you've started something. Now everybody follow what Kathy just did there. Casa. So we got 2 different people. What about DR? I don't like the stairs. Nubian. She's late. Somebody tell her in the chat what's going on here. Yeah, we don't like that. Or maybe you're just following up with what we said. Nubian's one of our past clients. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for stopping in, by the way. Really do appreciate that. All right, so while we're walking through this DR home, probably some of your chats are going to be a little late here. Once again, like I told you, you're going to see the express stuff that DR has with all of this carpet and stuff. Try to ignore that because the traditional series that we would normally compare it to would have this same tile all throughout the home except for the rooms, and then some sort of actually the granite would look so much like Lennar's granite here. Now, who was talking about having the closet space right when you walk in? Check that out. So I'm assuming you would get this one over Lennar. I would say Casa, Lennar, DR Horton is Lennar with better service. I would say their customer service, like you really don't realize the buying process, like how bad it could be until you run into issues. And you got to have somebody that is like so service oriented. Casa has great service because they're local. DR Horton has always had consistent service, but they still have higher turnover. There's still going to be people that are coming and going. We have our reps that we prefer to work with, and then Lennar, it's every month I have to check with my rep. Hey, you're still with Lennar? So, all right, while we're here, you know the drill. Man. Okay. Let's find this. Let's find this pantry here. Okay. And let's go to Casa's pantry. Well, let's just do Lennar's and DR's because I feel like Casa lost that one. She said she needs that closet. Yes. Actually, we're going to get you that closet. One of our active clients right here. All right. So Lennar's pantry, because Casa lost that one, right? Yeah, I'm assuming. Lennar's pantry or DR's pantry. This is a tough one, people. I guess we're looking at like walking into the pantry. Like, does DR's feel like you can just walk into it a little easier, right? You got the inward swinging door. With Lennar, it feels a little more cluttered. She has a Pulte home now, but I also have a brand new DR Horton in Tennessee. How do you like DR? How do you like DR in Tennessee? And I know with DR, like regionally, they, like I said, they can put out like crazy high-end product, and then they can do like very entry-level product. DR Horton's pantry. Wow. DR Horton is the winner when it comes to food, people. Check that out. I would agree. I mean, I don't need this much space, but that's a big old pantry. Now they go work a little bit on like the cabinetry and such. But check this pantry out versus this pantry. Even Casa has more pantry than I would need, to be honest with you. Everybody says DR Horton's pantry. I would agree with you guys. All right, let's press forward. We really can't do the. I think the next thing that we can do is going to be. Why are we in Lennar's here? The next thing that we could do is going to be the loft, just because like I already know what you're going to say about this kitchen island, just because the finishes are the way that they are. You're probably not going to say much about this. But let's go ahead and move it up to the loft and then compare the loft here. Another thing about DR Horton, I would say they have the most consistent of the three, the most consistent incentive. They usually give $15,000, $18,000. Just the thing with DR Horton is, don't do this to me, DR. What are we on? We're on the Roby model. Let's do this here real quick. Sorry, you guys are like seeing all my stuff here. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Get back into it. Let's go to the loft. The thing about DR Horton is they're going to give you an incentive that's just going to barely cover your closing costs. But I've caught on to the game, and it's our duty to make sure you get all of your closing costs. Now, keep in mind, if there's 12 people that want the home and there's only one home, it's going to be tough for me to get you that. But in certain markets, like this one, let's see what we can do for you, okay? Let's go to this loft real quick. All right, cool. Working our way up to the loft. Oh, Kathy, sorry for leaving you up there. You're probably like, why does he have me up there? All right, loft space. Wah, wah, wah. Do we even need to compare people? Yeah, right. We got to be fair. All right, who won the loft space? Was it Casa? I think Casa won the loft. We had more votes on the loft for Casa than we did. Let's go up here. All right. There goes Casa's loft space, and then let's go to Lennar's upward loft space. Where is this? All over the place. Most of these are in the county of Polk, which is situated right between Tampa and Orlando. Only because the objective of this video was to get you homes that were under 400,000. Now I'm pretty sure you can go to Orlando and Tampa and you can find these floor plans, but you know how that is, right? price points go crazy. So it really depends on which builder you're talking about. I can tell you where these models are maybe. All right. Lennar's loft. DR's loft. Let's get you this from the stairs at least. Let's get you like the entry to DR's. Oh, he says, that's so funny. I meant DR, you idiot. That's what you're calling me, an idiot. He said it's non-existent, of course. Yeah, I think it's going to be last place. But some people may want no loft, I guess. I don't know. All right, so of these three builders, I would love to hear what you all think. Which one you all like the most? We have 13 people in here. If I don't have 13 answers on this, I'm not going to say this is the last live I'm going to do. But, like, come on, man. So 13 of these three builders. Oh, matter of fact, let's do the exteriors real quick. Let's just do that. Okay. This is going to, once again, team meeting, right? We're going to figure out, like, how come we can't see the front of this? And there goes the front of that. All right. Nubian says, Chris and Corey provided excellent service. We closed in 45 days. No down payment, no closing cost. Interest rate under 4.75. I'm blushing. No, I really appreciate you for stopping in. I'm glad. You got a bottle of champagne coming your way, like soon. You better be home because I know you have like multiple homes, so you better be home. Okay. Exteriors. Lennar. DR Horton. That's another thing about DR Horton. I know we kind of pushed them out of the equation on all of this. I feel like they have very bland exteriors. They're at times are the most affordable builder, right? But with Lennar, you get a little, like you'll get sometimes the hardy board on the top. You'll get the stucco on the bottom. You know, they'll do the board and batten on top. DR Horton, usually stucco on stucco, but block on block. So block on the bottom, block on top. The other builders are block on the bottom, wood on top. But exteriors, all right? Casa Fresca's exterior. DR Horton's exterior. Lennar's exterior. Talk to me. Let's finish this up. Let's go. Let's finish this up. Nubian, we are coming with that bottle of champagne. You better be home. Otherwise, we're going to be like on your Ring doorbell camera, like drinking your champagne for you. Kathy Blair says, Casa, hands down. Where are the rest of you? Thank you, Kathy. You know what, Kathy? You would make a good manager because you like lead by example and then watch. Let's see if somebody follows behind you. I would agree. I would think out of all three of these personally, with me, I would go. And once again, DR Horton, I didn't really give you like a traditional series DR Horton. We got a DR Horton exterior, which is this one right here. Would love to know why. Are you a stucco on stucco person? Is it because of the block on block that just kind of did that for you? Anybody's thoughts on this board and bat? Would love to know everybody's thoughts on exterior before we wrap this up. Oh, don't just look. Get to typing, people. Nubian thought that was funny. If you're not home, ooh. All right. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up with all of everything that I've given you, right? So if I were to tier these builders based on what our clients think of these builders, how the experience is with these builders, right? Like customer service through the buying process, marketing, and all of that stuff. What you're getting with these builders, I would tier them like this, okay? I would go Casa Fresca on number 1, right? The only downside to Casa is definitely the 1-year warranty, okay? But if you can see beyond that and you're somebody that's like, I don't think we're going to use it anyway. If you can see beyond that, Casa would be number 1. DR Horton would be number 2. Lennar would be number 3. Fight me. No, I'm joking. Don't fight me. But that's my order that I would put it in. Either way, I hope everybody enjoyed that. He said because of the block on block and the archway. Right here. Cool. Good to know. Where's everybody watching from before we get the heck out of here? Where the heck are you all watching from? Let's hop on Just Me. Yay. Before I get out of here, my wife's like, what time are you coming home today? I said, as soon as I'm done with this live, I am coming home. Promise you that. Where's everybody watching from? I already know. Kathy Blair is what I know. Nubians watching from Lake Alfred. It was either there or Tennessee. Lake Alfred, which you got into that community, girl. Like you were like way ahead. So good job on that. Kathy Blair says Lake Hamilton. I know where you're at. Once again, I feel like you're like one of the pioneers out there as well. JW says Miami. Uh-oh. I've been saying he the whole time. I'm a she. I apologize for that. We got to get you guys like profile pictures. That way I can get to know you all through your profile pictures. Where are you watching from? Would love to know that. Nubian says, I love it. She's in Lake Alfred. Once again, like you did really well out there, young lady. Really, really well. Fayette, Georgia. How is the weather in Georgia right now? Is it 110 like it is over here? Would love to know. Any questions that anybody might have? Any areas that they're considering looking at? Anything. If I know it, I'll tell you. If I don't, then I promise you I do a live tomorrow. I'll do a video tomorrow. I'll answer it for you then. But questions, concerns. I've only gotten like 3 or 4 people tell me where they're watching from. So like shame on you other people out there. You're part of the problem. Part of the problem. If you haven't hit the like button, do so already, please. 90 degrees in Georgia. Wowzers. That's great. It'd be nice for us to be in 90-degree weather. Angel says Water Ridge. What's up, Angel? Got us another like in there too as well. Any other questions? I know that sometimes the responses could lag a little bit, so I want to make sure that I'm giving you guys the opportunity to drop in any questions. There's a new development, Meritage Homes in Lake Alfred, so which is cool. So 2 things. I'm high on Lake Alfred when we're talking about affordability. I'm really, really, really high on Lake Alfred. If you're in the correct part of Lake Alfred, which I don't think there's an incorrect part, but I talk about it on the channel all the time. The northern part of Lake Alfred, there's a lot of opportunity for new development, not old redeveloped development. Meritage, where do I fit Meritage in with the rest of the entry-level builders? I think Meritage is a lot like the Lennar and DR with the tier up, with a level up. Now, hear me out. Some of you may be fainting, like, oh, why would he say that about Meritage? First of all, Lennar and DR aren't bad. They are not bad builders, but Meritage offers you more with their standard packages, right? So you will get the wood-looking tile. You will get different color cabinetry, different color cabinets. I said that again twice. And countertops. You can tell my brain's starting to fade here. But what you see is what you get with Meritage, right? So like they're going to build a home. What you see is what you get. Choose the option that you want. And I don't know, their biggest thing is being energy efficient. Okay, so I do like Meritage as a builder. I do. We were 10 degrees hotter than Tampa for an entire week. How is that even possible? I just got this feeling like, we're just closer to the equator. And it's like, I don't know. I don't want to make a fool of myself, but yeah. If you were 10 degrees hotter than Tampa, like that was hot. She says, waiting on your Two Rivers update. You got to get onto Corey on the team. Corey, Two Rivers. Let's go. We got people wanting those updates. Off Highway 557A, not Eden Hills. I'll check on that right now while I'm waiting on some other people to ask questions in the chat. If not, we'll hop off, but I'll check on that. I really like that area that you're in. I can see that being a more desirable area. That's gonna. It's so hard for me to paint these pictures for people, but that little area, that's actually, I like that 557A area, except for when it gets close to I-4, right? Like probably a lot more noisier there, but it's a good little, and I think KB's also building back in there as well. Tampa has never recorded a day higher than 99 degrees. I need to fact check that. That's Corey again. Two Rivers, right? If we say Two Rivers, we need a Two Rivers update. Um, but yeah, so that Lake Alfred area, I really, really, really enjoy that. Um, Man, especially like the Eden Hills, like with the lakes and stuff, and it's just so tough to find. Like finding beauty like that sends you down to like a Lake Wales. You really, or like a Claremont, right? Like if you go into Claremont, you get the beauty of the water, the hills, the nature, and then pockets of like new growth that's not like surrounding the old growth. But once again, that price point goes from here to here once you go to Claremont. And so I think that that's where that portion of Lake Alfred really comes into. You get peacefulness, kind of. You get water, you get land, you get new development, new growth, and it's kind of just popping the top where people are realizing that, hey, there's something here. And so you got in at a really, really good price point, but I think here in the next year, you're just going to see that place go. Yeah, I like that. So, and this is why we're doing this. So she said, can you do an MI Pulte and West Bay, Taylor Morrison, et cetera, comparison? So pretty much what you're saying is, could we do a comparison of homes that are on the tier that you're looking to purchase on? Absolutely, we can do that. Maybe I can do that tomorrow for you. The biggest thing is making sure that in our catalog of videos, we have those things to show you and try to make them comparable for you. But yeah, absolutely. 100% will do that. You want Corey to join, since it sounds like Corey's in your region as one of the agents that are on my team. Corey says, facts. Tampa hasn't recorded a day over 99. I find that so tough to believe. But hey, you're the fact holder. What is the best walkable neighborhood in the suburbs? Or at least something that isn't a ghost town of a neighborhood? This is a very, very tough one, right? Like suburbs, walkable neighborhood in the suburbs, right? We're talking about neighborhoods here, so I'm assuming places that have dining and shopping like right outside or right within your neighborhood, I would say. Oh, as a suburb, it's so tough, right? And walkable is just so tough as well, right? Like if we were talking about established areas, it's a little different. Okay, so like if we are talking about established areas, I would say, especially in this region where we're kind of covering right now, if you look in Lakeland, you will find some really, really cool areas in Lakeland, right? So like Lake Morton. But the thing about it is we're talking about more historic looking homes, maybe some teardowns with new construction. If you're talking about new development and walkability, we can find some for you, but you got to define what walkability is. What I think walkability is like being able to walk out of my community and just go shopping or go eat and dine. So more established areas in Lakeland, absolutely some incredible walkability there, especially if you're into some of those more charming homes. You could definitely find that. But suburbs, we can find you some suburbs like with new construction that has, things that are very close by. But I think when it comes to walkability, you're going to be looking at some resale homes. Now, a place that comes to mind that will have some great walkability once developed is Ridgeview, or just the Wellness Way area in Claremont, just because of all the things that are to come in the future. But that is still so far out. Like I think this year they're going to be opening up the first YMCA, which is kind of one of many things. You got to imagine that community is going to be built around, or it's, that's the proposal, right? It's going to be built around, athletes that do Olympic training in the off season, right? So like they're going to have huge arenas. There's going to have resorts. They're going to have resorts there, hotels and dining and stuff. And so we have a few clients this year that have moved into that area. And so it's a pocket of homes. And like you said, that's not a ghost town, not a lot going on, but in 10 years, that's going to be a town center where a lot of people are going to be driving to. That's new. We're talking about new construction here. But great question. I appreciate you for asking that. Great, I'll be in attendance. She says she'll be in attendance tomorrow. Awesome. I'm excited about that. So we'll tier up for you, okay? When I say tier up, not like we'll tier up the level of home for you today. So we tried to keep these homes under 400,000 for you. We'll try to keep it under $1 million for tomorrow, and show you some of what I really want to do. And what I was trying to do this morning was show you all my favorite single story floor plans. So like big 3,000 square foot ranch homes. Those homes have my heart. I know you all love lofts and I know you all have titanium knees and you can walk upstairs every day. But I just love those ranch single story homes. And so I'm going to do a video of that once we get my favorite builders in there and show you that kind of stuff. Nubian says Claremont is absolutely breathtaking. There's no doubt about it. Like, if I could invest right now into one of these cities, personally, I would invest into Claremont. I think it's one of the highest ceiling and safe bet mixtures, if that makes sense at all, right? Like, I can show you a very safe investment that would have more slow growth, but I can also show you something that's like has endless potential, but it could be sporadic. I think Claremont's that tweener right there. And so it offers you a lot today, but so much more for the future. So much more. And you get the beauty. I mean, it's just, I love Claremont, but I love where you're at as well. So you did really, really well. Tomorrow's live. What time do you guys want to hop on tomorrow? We got 13 people in here. I'm thinking, I mean, it's Friday. I promise you it'll be at a reasonable time like this. Unless I have to do a video for my other channel. If Jordan's watching here. But either way, I think that's it for all of the questions. Is it affordable? I think her question is it affordable in Claremont? You got to define what affordable is. But it's affordable to some, just like your area is affordable to some as well. It's to give you an idea of what you're looking at. Like you're in Lake Hamilton. I think the next bracket of affordability, right? Like the prices go slightly up when you go up to Davenport, and then you go to Claremont, and the prices go slightly higher than that, if that were to make sense. So, yeah. Yep, Claremont's more expensive than your Davenports, Lake Alfreds, Kissimmees. And there's some other areas too I want to educate you guys on. So like as you go up to west of Claremont, you have Groveland, even east of Claremont, like you start to get into the Winter Garden. And so these are areas that like when I started as like an agent on my own and I drove everywhere, like before I got the team together that, you know, has their hubs in their areas, like I knew, and I still do Winter Garden like the back of my hand, still do like all of Orlando and Tampa, but we don't cover it so much on the channel anymore because we need an agent in that area. Like we get inquiries on those areas and I can't drive every day to those areas. So we are looking for agents. So if you're an agent that is interested in hopping on a team that's going to show you how to market, right, and take care of our people, first and foremost, like you got to be willing and able to take care of people. That's kind of what we focus on. If you're northeast Orlando, would love to talk to you. Love to talk to you. Eugene said, sorry, I had to step away from the phone and take a phone call. You didn't miss anything, Eugene. Just a little bit of Claremont talk. Interested in Davenport and Haines City. Yeah, both of them. You should look at Lake Hamilton too. You should look at Lake Hamilton. If you haven't already, if you're not working with one of our agents, reach out to us. Send us, you got the email going up top. Send us an email. But yeah, Lake Hamilton is another area that's a little, let me just show you guys. Right? What am I waiting on, right? If I knew how to, here we go. How does that look? Everybody can see, right? Okay. So you are interested in Davenport and Haines City. Okay. I would say this, much like Lake Alfred, right? Like I always talk about Lake Alfred, like nobody really cared about this area because why, right? Most people are like rushing to get to I-4 or they're in Lakeland and Auburndale this way. And this was just kind of like no man's land. Okay. A lot of that is going on in the Lake Hamilton area. Okay. So here we go. Here's Lake Hamilton right here. Okay. And most people are like Haines City, Davenport, because we want to be close to like Posner Park and where everybody's going to. I feel like a lot of people move to these areas and they don't even know why, right? Like when we talk to them on our consultations, we're like, okay, Haines City, you say Haines City and Davenport. Why? Like, do you go to Disney? Do you go to Orlando? And they're just like, oh, no. They just want to be like, it's almost like when people start buying the toilet paper at the stores during the hurricanes, right? Everybody's like, I gotta go get the toilet paper. Well, if you don't care about being in those areas, let me show you some pockets of areas that are going to save you a little money, keep you out of the traffic, and you're probably not going to be as far as you think from things. You might even be equidistant, right? That's kind of how this area was, right? And so down here you have this Lake Hamilton region, and so there's a lot of quality builders. There's like a community out here that has quality builders. I think tomorrow we close on a home out here with Seasons, Richmond American, by the way, with a client of ours. Awesome people. And they're also in the Lake Hamilton area. So you should consider Lake Hamilton. Nubian says, Haines City seems country. Well, I'll tell you what. I would say, I think in my mind, I think of Haines City as more like congested for some reason. Maybe because I take 27 always, and I always feel like I'm like stuck in Haines City, like right in here. But I don't know. Haines City, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of land out here, and you're going to see a lot of developing happening out here. And so if you're seeing videos on that, or if you drove through this area, yeah, you're driving through nothing but nothing, pretty much like orange groves and nothing. So I can see how you feel like that. But when I think of Haines City, I think of this general area. So there is a lot of affordability out here. The only thing about that is like if you're not rushing to go to I-4, like take a step away from the traffic is how I view it, right? And so you can come down here to Lake Hamilton. Now, the beauty of that is you're pretty much sharing downtown Winter Haven and all of the amenities that has to offer. You have Legoland over here. Like the cool thing about Winter Haven is it has community. It has community. Lake Alfred doesn't really have community, right? Haines City doesn't really have community. You go to Winter Haven, there's a downtown, there's, places to eat, dine, they do farmers markets. And so you have that with Legoland. And so you're sharing that out here in Lake Hamilton, right? So you can not rush up here. You could just go, hey, I'm going to go downtown today in 10, 15 minutes. If that makes sense. All right. But that's still true. I mean, Haines City, a lot of people think of Haines City as country. And, it, like I said, still, like if you come out here, very, very country. Spring Hill and Wesley Chapel look great too. Wesley Chapel is an awesome, awesome area. I think that Wesley Chapel, the way I can describe it is it's like the winter garden. It's like the horizon west of Tampa. And I don't expect you to know what that is, but it's the future of Tampa, right? Like that's where you're going to go to all of the new development that's happening. And when people think of new development, they just think of homes and homes and homes. No, you got the premium outlets that are out there. You have the Crate at the Grove. You have like new downtowns that are coming within Wesley Chapel, like town centers and stuff. So me personally, maybe just because I nerd out a little bit on growth and development, I like that. I really do. Spring Hill, a lot more affordable. Right now you're talking about a suburb of Wesley Chapel, right? Whereas Wesley Chapel is a suburb, but Spring Hill is really cool too. Like you're closer to the coast out there. So yeah, good area. What do I think of Plant City? This is a great question here. I brought this up the other day. I was actually on the phone with somebody, which I usually am not the one that's on the phone most of the time, but sometimes I get caught on the phone with people. And as you can see, I don't know how to shut up. So I just get to talking. And so, but either way, let me show you where Plant City is. So here's Lakeland, here's Tampa, and here is Plant City. Like, why is Plant City not like the place that everybody wants to go to? In my opinion, there's a couple of cool communities out there as well. Me personally, Plant City is not Lakeland. It doesn't have the community aspect to it. It doesn't have the vibrant downtown. But I mean, I think of Lakeland as a suburb of Tampa because if you're in downtown Lakeland, you can easily get to downtown Tampa if there's not a lot of traffic in 30 minutes. And so what does that make Plant City? 20, 25 minutes to downtown Tampa? I think Plant City is a great buy, in my opinion. I really, really think Plant City is a great buy. So like I said, it doesn't have the downtown, but if you're talking about a suburb, absolutely. Why not? Everybody's rushing to West. Look how far Wesley Chapel is to Tampa and look at Plant City, right? So, and a lot of people are sacrificing to kind of get out here in the Zephyr Hills and go up to Spring Hill and all of that stuff. But like, yeah, maybe that's the new kind of little Lake Alfred pocket that we were talking about. But to answer your question, I think Plant City has opportunity. Nubian says Lake Alfred has nothing, and I'm okay with that. Love it. Absolutely. I think there's potential down there. Like that little area where like the road split and then you have the median in the middle. I think some cool things could come in that little general area. But the part that you're in is great. Have you been to the barn, Nubian? If you haven't been to the barn yet, let me know. That's a cool little area down where you're at. Which builders are in Plant City? I know for sure DR Horton has a community in Plant City that we've gone to a few times that nothing like the home that I just showed you today. Like they've tiered up on the level of home out there. I think they have larger lots, a very nice community center. But if you want to, we can do some videos on Plant City for you. Yeah, we can do some videos on Plant City. That'd be actually a really good one to show you. I wouldn't see a lot of the tier 2 builders out there, like what we call move up builders. So you have the entry level builders, and then you have the move up builders, people that are like, okay, cool, I had my home for a while, it got me started, I love it, but now I'm ready to move up and maybe select a few finishes. I don't see Plant City having many of those, but I think it would be a good buy if you found some in there for sure. And we could do a video for you. Nubian, go to the barn. If you haven't gone, go to the barn. All right, 11 people in here. Any more questions before I wrap this up? It can be anything about I promise you, we'll hop on again tomorrow if I don't answer any of your questions. Okay, cool. I appreciate you all. If you haven't hit the like button already, if you are one of the people watching right now and you have not yet reached out to us, I promise you this, there's nobody that's going to push harder than we will, right? And I think you heard us say that many, many times, but I'll encourage you to, send us an email. It doesn't have to be you moving today. It doesn't have to be you moving next year or the next 3 years, but send us an email. Let's go through the process on helping you out. Okay. All right. Catch you guys on the next one. Have a good day.